Hi, guys.
Howdy.
Happy Monday. Sort of. Maybe.
Something. Maybe.
Something. It's a Monday. Welcome. Welcome, you guys. It is time for our next snack size episode. And this week belongs to my dear, dear, sort of sweet Laura.
Thanks
I just.
for that beautiful intro
You're
that you
welcome.
brought to
I,
the table there.
well, and you know what's crazy is I hit a
She's,
button. Yeah, I hit a button to get back to the dual cameras, and it made a copy of the episode title. So who knows how this is going to show on YouTube? Sorry, guys. This is just how the show is.
haha.
Ah. Anywho, what is that noise?
Oh, sorry. That is the dog chewing on a bone.
Okay.
And that's the only way that he's not going to be barking. So you're welcome for that.
Absolutely
And,
happy to hear it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's totally fine. He's our
all
new
right.
intern. It's cool.
Certainly. All right. So I'm like, what are we doing? All right. Yeah.
It's early.
That's how today is. So I am going to talk about the things that need to change, some of the things that need to change when a new British monarch takes the throne. As we all know, Queen Elizabeth II passed on September 8th, ending her 70-year reign.
Yes, ma'am.
And honestly, for most people, she was the only British monarch that anybody's ever known.
Yeah.
And the fact that her image is on so many things, we just take as that's just how it is, right? Because we've never known anything different.
Right.
Yeah. But that a lot of that stuff actually does change now that it is now King Charles III, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this actually comes from a ranker.com article. And we're going to talk about some of the things that actually do need to change.
Cool. In honor of our trip.
May not known. Yes, in honor of the fact that we will be there to see some of this new stuff here next week. So,
Yay.
The Commonwealth. So, is the first thing. Many countries throughout the British Commonwealth have constitutions that specifically list Queen Elizabeth II as their head of state.
Okay.
Okay, so but with the ascension of King Charles III, it's uncertain whether all of those countries will be able to successfully amend their constitution to acknowledge Charles as their new head of state.
Oh, okay.
So to amend constitutions in countries like Jamaica and Belize, for example, referendums must also take place, which puts the future of the UK's relationship with those nations in question, obviously.
Yeah.
And in other countries, Charles's powers as head of state might be severely limited if the constitutions aren't amended. Previously, the Queen was granted by name the authority to appoint a Governor General, a power that may not automatically transfer to Charles without constitutional amendments.
Wow. Okay,
So we
that's
could
interesting.
we could see big shakeups in the Commonwealth, which would be pretty interesting.
Which is also not uncommon because, like, Barbados recently left, and there's been a number of them that have been like, we want to be our own independent nation. So,
Yeah, even Scotland.
stop it. Scottsdale is part of the Commonwealth. I had no idea.
Even Scotland's referendum on leaving is pretty close, so it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward, right?
It will, yeah. They had just recently done a poll, actually, since the Queen's death, and most Scots are more in favor of staying with the UK than before.
Really?
Which is interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting, yeah, to see how those polls are kind of shifting. Because the same thing with Britain. Because, I mean, the Brits have been talking about, there's the anti-monarchists and, the royalists and, but even public sentiment has heightened more and agreed more in Britain that the monarchy is valuable and that it should be kept. Those poll numbers are increasing since the Queen's death too. I guess maybe people just didn't realize how much they thought of her until she was gone is what it's seeming
Right. So the sentimentality is high right now. Yeah.
is high right now. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So another thing that comes with her passing is Queen Elizabeth II had granted more than 600 businesses with what they call the royal warrant, which gives businesses serving the royal household the ability to use the Queen's arms on their marketing materials. So
Oh.
this seal affords businesses a level of status, right, that it doesn't immediately transfer under a new king or queen.
Oh, okay.
So unless the warrants are extended to these same businesses, they stand to lose the honor altogether. So the new monarch has the option to extend their own warrants to businesses, and also if they choose to allow current businesses with the distinction to retain it. So
Wow, that's interesting.
yeah, yeah. Also, there's also certain flags that adorn government buildings throughout the UK. They bear the monarch's personal cipher, which
Yeah.
we've all seen, right?
Yeah.
And these flags also fly on various British buildings and in countries where the monarch is the head of state to signal they are visiting. As with other objects that bear the symbol, flags change when a new monarch takes the throne. So while some objects
Right.
with the prior monarch's cipher won't be replaced entirely, like post boxes, flags that bear the monarch's cipher will change as soon as the new symbols are designed.
Which I'm sure they probably have already been designed. That
Yeah, I mean she
the monarchy
she
does
lasted
nothing.
a long time.
She did, and
Yeah.
they've been planning her funeral since the 1960s. So by extension, they've been planning Charles's coronation as well for a very long time. So I'm
Right.
sure that there have already been conversations and designs drawn up for this very moment because it was going to be inevitable, right? She was like 96. So
Right.
yeah, he'll have a new
Absolutely.
cipher, which is for those of you who don't know what the cipher is, it's the E2R that you see on everything. That was her royal cipher. So he'll have he'll have his own. Did you see the meme that I posted on Facebook today?
I don't think I did. No.
It was the royal post office boxes. Will now have Charles the Third. It will now, instead of the Royal Mail post office box, it's Charles the Third post office box, or C3PO for sure.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, yes, C3PO. I'll never ever hear it any different.
Right. Nice. Well, another thing that has to change are the police and military uniforms. So throughout the UK, the monarch's royal cipher, like we just talked about, is emblazoned on police helmets.
Oh
And
yeah.
while the cipher of the previous monarch will remain on some things, the police uniforms are updated to reflect the new monarch. So, in
Wow.
addition, any military uniform with the prior monarch cipher are changed with the ascension of the new king or queen.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's like the yeoman warders at the Tower of London. Like they have the cipher big on the front of theirs.
Oh, interesting.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's going to take
Well,
years.
I mean,
It's got to. I
yeah.
mean, I doubt
Well,
it'll
I
all
mean, I
be
think that,
updated by the time we get there.
right. Well, I think what's actually bigger is this next one. It's the banknotes and coins, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're printed and minted with the current monarch's image. So Queen Elizabeth II, with her passing, the currency with her image is still in circulation, of course, but
Right.
any new bills and coins will feature the king. So, with about 80 billion pounds bearing the Queen's portrait in circulation, obviously this isn't going to happen overnight, and it can
Right.
take up to 2 years for anyone using British currency to see the new king's face on it.
Wow.
Right. So, the portrait of the new monarch is the only change made to currency. Per tradition, the portrait of a new monarch on coin is always facing the opposite direction of their predecessor.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, so in the case of King Charles III, his portrait will face left because his mother's faced right.
Faced right. So then when
That's
William
interesting.
is king, then he'll go back to right. Because
Go back
Charles
to
is
right.
down. That's interesting. I had no idea. That's cool.
Me neither. Yeah, and I also think it's going to be interesting because Canada has her. There's so many countries that have her. Like I have I believe she's on Belize money too. Some of it.
Oh,
Like,
really? What about
mhm.
Australia?
I
Probably
don't know. I haven't
Australia.
been there, but yeah, like Northern Ireland, obviously she's on some of that, and it's British states and that, but
Wow.
they have their own specific ones that come
Yeah.
out of there. But
That's so
yeah,
cool.
she's on so much stuff. I mean, it's just it's
I
crazy.
mean, 70
All that
years, they've
having to change all this
never,
stuff.
yeah, they've never had to, bother with it, like, really. But
Hmm.
you'll see when we get there, you will see how much stuff her cipher is on. It's on, so, like, they have these posts, these metal, like, cast iron posts around the Victoria statue that's in front of Buckingham Palace. Her cipher is
Hmm.
on it's embossed on every
Everywhere.
single one of those posts. Phone booths, post office or mailboxes, like everything. It's on everything.
Yeah, and with the mailboxes, so what will happen is they've been using the royal cipher on the mailboxes in the UK since 1853. And they're not going to take hers, like they're not removed entirely when a new monarch takes the throne, but all the newly erected boxes will feature their cipher. So there's not like a mass effort to install boxes with King Charles III's cipher following his ascension. Um, like there are still some with Queen Victoria's cipher around the country.
Whoa, seriously? Okay, so it's just if the box desperately
Was
needs to be
made during that
replaced.
time. Yeah.
Oh,
So if they
wow.
make any new ones, it'll have his on it, but they don't go around and like change them
Just
all.
replace them
So,
out.
like I said, there's some that are super old that you can see Queen Victoria's on there,
Okay, we need to look for those.
right? Which
Now,
is kind of cool. It makes you kind of like it's like a hunt now. Like what
now it's a
I need to,
scavenger
I'm gonna
hunt.
be looking for the ones that are different.
Yes. Wow,
Right,
Queen Victoria, holy shit.
right. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. I think she died in like 1902 or 1901, something like
right.
that.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
started doing this in 1853, so
Holy
makes sense.
crap.
Right. So another thing that they'll change are passports. So under Queen Elizabeth II, all passports were issued in the name of Her Majesty.
Okay.
So her passing didn't immediately invalidate the passports of the UK
Thank
people, right?
God.
But right. So it's just instead all new passports issued following her passing will be in the name of His Majesty King Charles III.
Oh,
And this
God.
also goes for other passports in the Commonwealth, like Australia and Canada, which reference the Queen by title. So while the next two monarchs will likely also be kings, so William and George, when the next queen is crowned, the language will change again.
Oh,
So
to
looks
her
like
majesty.
for once they change the king, it looks like for the foreseeable future, it will stay that way for a few generations. So
Sure, unless George has a daughter, his first child is a daughter, then they'll have
yeah,
to.
or he abdicates, then it goes to his sister, right?
Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, that's her name. Thank you. Also, of course, the national anthem of Britain
Yes.
will also change instead of "God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen." It'll change to "King."
Yeah. That's already been done. In fact, I think that was actually done the day she
Like the
died.
next day, yeah,
Yeah, it
they'll
was
flip that
already
quick.
done. They flipped it really quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing is also the stamps. So every single stamp produced by the Royal
Oh
Mail
my
features a
God.
silhouette of a monarch from 1967 until her passing 2 weeks ago. That was our
Oh
Queen
my
Elizabeth II,
God.
wearing a diamond crown facing left. So upon her passing, just like the monarchs before her, going back to Queen Victoria's reign, when the first stamp ever produced featured her profile, production of stamps with Queen Elizabeth image will cease and slowly come out of circulation, and in their place, the Royal Mail will create stamps with King Charles III's profile.
Oh my God.
A lot of work,
A
man. It's a lot of stuff.
lot. A lot. A
Yeah,
lot of
and
stuff you
there's a
don't
whole bunch more,
realize
but
that, like,
these are some of the big ones.
yeah.
Some of the more some of them are really interesting. I think
Yeah.
some big changes coming. So I just
That's
wanted to share those
really
with you guys.
cool.
It's pretty interesting. Thing that we're all gonna
Yes.
watch happen.
Yes, for sure. For sure. My mom was specifically said, don't forget to get some cash while you're there and bring it back. Well, so he still has her on it. And I was like, I've already planned on it. Don't worry.
That's so funny. I have some pounds. I don't know where I put it, but I do have pounds with her on it.
Do
and
you?
I have Canadian money. I have some
Oh,
Canadian
yeah.
stuff that has her on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, my mom, she's the only queen that my mother has ever known. My grandmother, my grandparents had friends that were in London, and they just happened to be vacationing in London when the queen was coronated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were there for that. But again, it was one of those things where like they had already planned this vacation and like it wasn't solely because of it, but they brought my grandmother back, a teacup and saucer commemorating her coronation. And my grandmother kept it forever, and now my mom has it. So that's how my mom's teacup collection started. So then as time has gone on, she's gotten a, a teacup and saucer for Elizabeth II's father. She's got George VI coronation one. So of course then I have to get her Charles's coronation one. So I mean, she's got like the teacup and saucer. I have to get her for the Platinum Jubilee. So make sure that I get that when we go. But yeah, so she's got this amazing collection of this beautiful porcelain china that all started with the Queen's coronation. My mom was 3 years old when she was coronated, when she became queen.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's when the fascination with the British royal family really began for my mom. And then, of course, then I was fascinated, and it's just kind of gone from there. But it's pretty remarkable. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. But this was so cool. I had no idea that there's still post boxes that have Victoria's cipher. So then there's some that have George V and George VI then.
Yes. If they were made during that time, they'd be out there.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to be on the total hunt now. The total hunt.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of, it's very interesting to know that, yeah, you could be by a post box that's
yes
so old, you know?
That is so crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, now I'm totally on the hunt. That'll be so fun. Great job. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. So we hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and have a great week.
Yes.
And good Monday.
Good Monday, yes. My week is next week. We are actually going to be doing a handful of recordings, getting them all out because we are going to be abroad for the next couple of Mondays. So we're getting some in
You're
the
always
bank.
abroad.
I'm always abroad.
Always abroad to me.
You're so funny. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed it. And, as I like to say, have the week you'll have, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.